Hello and welcome to The Food Lab, where we try it before you buy it to save your diet. Today is a very special episode, because not only the fact is this the very first episode of The Food Lab, but it's also being brought to you live from Japan. Well, recorded and on YouTube from Japan, but still, nevertheless, it's very special because I will be doing not one, not two, not even three, but four different Japanese beers. Interestingly enough, they sell them in these smaller cans and even in these little tiny cans. I wish I could tell you exactly how much was in here. I should have probably looked before I started recording this, but hey, that's how it goes. I'd say this is probably close to 100 milliliters. These maybe 250, and then this is a 500. I have some water here for palate cleansing. So let's start with a little one. This is Kirin. It's just, I think this is just regular Kirin. They do have like this one here. This is the Kirin Tanrei. This is number 2. This is just a wee little tiny can. It's like a shot. Nobody in America would drink this little beer. Bust it open here. Smells like beer. Tastes pretty good. I mean, it's a standard, pretty normal, sort of pale, run-of-the-mill beer. I'm not a big beer drinker, so I can't. But my commenting is probably going to be kind of naive and not very specific, or probably not very good either. But that's part of the fun, I suppose. It's got a slight amount of bitterness to it. There's no, it's not, it's good. This is what I've had this before. I've had this in bars. It's a good, solid beer. It doesn't have a lot of aftertaste. It doesn't have a lot of bitterness to it. I'd say this is probably a good, just baseline, middle of the road. This cost me 93 yen, I do believe. Nice little, nice, good, standard beer. I mean, on a scale of 5 stars, I would give this a solid 3. Finish that up there. That's how quickly that goes. There's nothing much to that. Ooh. Get that taken care of. And let's move on to number 2, the Kirin Tanrei. Sheer refreshment. Open up the smooth taste. It goes perfectly with good times. This is good times, so popping this one open. That's got seems like it has a bit more carbonation to it, I would say. A little bit stronger smell, I would say. Yeah, this definitely has a lot stronger smell to it. I don't have anything to pour these into that's clear. Oh, excuse me. So I'm not really going to be able to compare colors too much here, but here goes. I'd say that's a lot more crisp, if you understand what I mean. It doesn't have as much. This is a bit less flavor. There's not as much flavor to this. This is that's pretty flavorless. It does kind of have that little bit of bitterness kick at the end of it that you get usually a lot of the time with beer. I'm not sure. Actually, I think this might be 350 milliliter. This other one was like 135. So I think this was 123 yen. Both of these were 123 yen. So about $1.25. Yeah, I mean it doesn't have much flavor to it. It's more like a light beer, I would say. So I think that one would maybe get I think we're only gonna give that one like a 2.5. It's perfectly drinkable, but I mean, I'd prefer my beer to actually taste like something. It's kind of where I'm at with that one. Next one here we have Asahi Super Dry. Asahi is one of the very standard Japanese beers. I have had this before. I don't think I've ever had it in Japan. One of the things that you kind of have to watch out for is even if you have Japanese beer in the U.S. or in another country, it's probably not brewed in Japan. I know Sapporo, that's sold in the U.S., is actually brewed in Canada. So it's still technically imported, but it's not really imported from where it should be imported from. This one, I got a little bit of beer foam on right over there. A little bit more, not much of a smell to this. It could just be that my nose is stuffed up, which I know it kind of is, but standard beer smell. Let's go with the taste. That's a good beer. I mean, that's again kind of like the standard sort of drinking beer that you have with something. It's more on the same level as the regular Kirin, just the Kirin beer. This is a little bit smoother than the Kirin, I think. Definitely got more flavor to it than this. It's pretty good. I'd say this one would probably be a 3. I'd put it on the same level as the regular Kirin. Nothing's fantastic, nothing special. Good, normal, everyday sort of beer. It's very important that you cleanse the palate. The last one I have here is kind of special. This is the Asahi Strong Off. Asahi Strong Off has rich and satisfying taste with 7% alcohol and low carbs. So yeah, I got this simply because this was the highest percentage alcohol stuff I could get. If there were other beers, I could have gotten Sapporo. I wanted to stick with the small cans. I got everything that I could get in small cans, so I decided I'd just go for this stuff. Because I wanted to see. I know there are some different. Kirin has some that I've seen before. The higher beverages. I bought this at a 7 & I Holdings sort of like superstore. There are like standard 7-Eleven convenience stores. This is more like a Meijer or a Super Walmart or something like that. So they didn't have. It was a little bit different selection, a little bit higher price, quite frankly. But let's go on with this one. This one definitely seems to have a bit of a stronger smell to it. Not a whole lot. It doesn't really smell like alcohol, but we're going to give this a try here now. That definitely tastes way more like alcohol. There's a lot more flavor to it. It's not bad flavor. It's pretty good. I would say it's not fantastic. I wouldn't put it super high. It has a bit more of a noticeable aftertaste to it too. It has kind of a tinge to it, and it's probably because of the higher alcohol content and the fact that I'm already starting to slur. Haven't eaten in a while. This one was only 165 yen. So going from like I can't read Japanese, so I'm just gonna have to guess that this was 165 yen. So it's only about, what is that, 38 cents more than one of these for a third again as much. They're the same. Yeah, probably a third again or a quarter again as much beer. This has actually the aftertaste isn't too bad. I'm just gonna put this on the same level and just give this a 3 too, because it's not. The taste doesn't blow me. It's not like, wow, this is really good. It just tastes like standard. There's not a lot of there's no hints of anything. There's no notes as they say to it. But so that's that. And so hey, thanks for watching. Tune in again. I'm probably going to be doing some more Japanese food at some point. Probably back in the States. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do another one over here. I want to share the wealth with my friends. So until next time, keep on eating.